Hello everyone, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting, and welcome back to my video series called Hymn Stories. Now, I haven't done this video series in quite a long time. I took a bigger break than I expected, but I was hosting a Bible journaling retreat, and so that just kind of overtook some of my time a little bit, but I'm done with that retreat for the year, and I'm ready to just get going with this weekly schedule of posting on YouTube, and I'm really loving this video series. So I was inspired to jump back into this. I have this paper from my House of Books subscription, and it actually was from a book talking about all these hymns and the backstories behind them, talking also about the authors behind the hymns, and it just really inspired me to get back on this video series. Now, I love doing this. What I have done is worked through a pocket Bible. This is a kit from By the Well for God, and it comes with a pocket Bible that you wrap yourself in fabric, and then it comes with a bunch of these little cards that you can just slip into that Bible, and it has worked great for doing these little stories on the back side. So I've already written up that story behind Rock of Ages, which is the hymn we're talking about today, and I typed it up on my typewriter and covered it up with some mint tape, hoping that it wasn't going to get messed up, but you'll see here in a second that it definitely does. But before that, I'm just going to talk about these magical powders. Now, these are from Lindy's gang. I have loved this company for the past probably month or two. I showcased them at my Bible journaling retreat, and I've really just fallen in love with them. They're so fun, and I will definitely be doing a YouTube video on the company itself and the different products that they offer. I just think that the Bible journaling community could definitely use these more so. I can't wait to see, hopefully, more people start using these in the future. So anyways, I've used a couple different colors of these magical powders. Now, they do work much better on watercolor paper and also mixed media paper. So just know that. And they are so fun in person, more so than on this video. But I did this, I dried it, or so I thought I dried it, and really it was not dry enough. And so as I tried to rip this mint tape off the back side, it actually peels up my pocket card. I thought I had it dry, but it just didn't. So I ended up ripping the back side of this. So I had to retype out the whole story behind a Rock of Ages again. But it's okay. I have a lot of those little tiny cards, so it ended up being fine, and it just adds a more sturdy backer anyhow to this. So as we dive into this backstory behind Rock of Ages, it was written by Augustus Toplady. Like I said before, he was born in 1740 in England, but soon after his birth, his father passed away while on duty as a Royal Marine, and so he was left to be raised by his mother. He was very interested in God and religion as a young child. However, it wasn't until his 15th birthday when he went to a Methodist revival that he was converted. Toplady initially wanted to become a Methodist minister. However, the Methodist Church was very decidedly Arminian, and Toplady was very convinced on the doctrine of election. He actually argued that stance for much of his life, and there was huge public debate between him and John Wesley. Unfortunately, that debate never concluded in any resolution because Toplady died at the age of 38 from tuberculosis. In regards to his hymn, Rock of Ages, it was actually published in 1775 in an article in the Gospel magazine in which Toplady was an editor. But the story behind the hymn is a little bit unknown. There is a common story that there was a big storm that came up as he was walking one day, and he hid in the cleft of a rock. There's actually a rock in England that you can go see that has this big plaque on it that tells this whole story about how Toplady hid there and then wrote this hymn. However, we also know that he was most likely inspired by the preface of John and Charles Wesley's hymns on the Lord's Supper, which is a little funny to talk about as he and John Wesley definitely didn't have a good relationship at the end of his life. Although unfortunately we don't know exactly how this hymn came to be, we do know that this has been an inspiration to so many Christians around the world and has been an encouragement to both Arminians and Calvinists alike. As I finish up this pocket card, I'm just adding those final touches. And for this part, it's just adding a little stamp to this badge that I found in my ephemera booklet. Now I'm stamping it in VersaFine ink, and then I will also emboss it, just to add something extra because I didn't want this card to be too flat. I love all the texture I can get. So you'll see me add even more texture to this card, but this adds just a subtle shine to the top of that. And now I'm going to work on distressing this little edge piece. This was from the Curators set from 49 in Market. I love this. You could also create it yourself with the We Are Memory Keeper punches. However, it's much easier just to create or use something that is already created. And now I'm just using my Foundry Wax to add a little bit of foiling almost around the edges of this pocket card. I will also do that to that little, I believe it's in French, that little French ephemera piece that I have above the florals. I love using this Foundry Wax, and actually haven't used it in a little bit of time, and it just adds that perfect little metallic finish without being over the top. It also cleans up beautifully. It's very easy. Once it dries, it just turns into this powder, and so it just wipes up with a baby wipe very quickly. It also melts and gets that metallic finish very quickly, so it's an easy way to get that metallic look. Now, I really liked all the colors of this floral piece, and so I didn't want to hide anything. And so I just kind of set it behind this ephemera piece and notch out where it's not going to show on the back side. And then I'm going to cut the excess off of this little floral piece and tuck it in behind as well. So I have the hot pink in the bottom left-hand corner and the two other florals in the top right. And that way I'm not missing anything and nothing is hiding behind anything, and I get to see it all. I do want to add a little bit of aging to this little postage stamp badge thing that I have, and I will also kind of peel up the edges a little bit to make it look a little bit older. I do want to make sure that I know that this is for Rock of Ages, even though it says so on the back on the story. I want to add that to the front as well. So I just type out Rock of Ages on some craft paper and I tuck it in kind of under that badge. I'll add some foam tape behind this green circle to add some dimension. And I'm really not too concerned about dimension in these pocket cards because they're just slipping into the pages of a pocket Bible. I can always take them out if the Bible gets too chunky. And I actually have a display box from Bobby at Precious Memory Box that fits these pocket cards beautifully. So go check her out. I'll try to link her down below. But to finish this whole card off, I use some Crypt grit paste. This is a grit paste with black flecks in it, and it dries this gorgeous clear gray color. And that is it, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. I'll try to link everything I use down below, including the Pocket Bible kit from By the Well for God, and also the Vintage Ephemera kit. That's a subscription kit to a house of books. Both of those are affiliate links, so thank you so much for those of you that use those. And I hope you enjoyed this. I am so excited to get kind of back into the groove of doing these hymn stories. I really love them, and I hope you do too. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.